Hello viewers, welcome to my Doctor Who themed YouTube channel, Who Ventures. And in this video, I'm continuing my 8th Doctor and Lucie Miller audio reviews with Series 1, Episode 5, Phobos. Phobos, written by Eddie Robson, directed by Barnaby Edwards. The TARDIS lands on Phobos, moon of Mars, where extreme sports nuts of the future indulge their passion for gravity boarding and wormhole jumping. But there's something lurking in the shadows, something infinitely old and infinitely dangerous. It's not for nothing that Phobos is the ancient word for fear. Cast: the Doctor, Paul McGann; Lucie Miller, Sheridan Smith; Kai Tobias, Timothy West; Eris, Nerys Hughes; Drew, Ben Silverstone; Hayden, John Schwab; Farl, Tim Sutton; Amy, Katarina Olsen. Other parts played by the cast: the Headhunter, Chrissy Computer, Katarina Olsen; Scott, Ben Silverstone; Lad, Jake McGann; Phobian, Nicholas Briggs. So I really enjoyed this one. So let's have a look at my notes, which will be put at the end of this video for you to look at. So here's my notes. So the story starts off and it's Chrissy and she's screaming and really happy and excited because she's going down this, she was climbing on the ice and then it gave away and she went zooming round this tunnel and she's actually really excited about it and thought it was very exciting. And then Scott's on the radio and she's radioing him, says, "Where are you? What happened?" And she said, wow, the ice gave way, but it was really cool, but now I'm a bit stuck, can you rescue me? So Scott's starting to get, right, we'll rescue you, we'll get you out. But then something's getting Scott, and then there's all radio static and he's screaming. And then it's the titles and the intro, and the TARDIS has landed. Halfway up a mountain again. And the year is 2159. So Lucie's on this mountain, then all of a sudden a big net jumps out and she's caught in a big net. And just that, "Oh, get me out, Doctor." And then these adrenaline junkies, Drew and Hayden, they turn up and they get her out of the net and they talk about they thought she was a monster, that's why she was caught in a net. And then we cut scene to these other characters. There's a character called Farl and his girlfriend Amy, or his wife Amy, I'm not sure yet, but they've arrived on the shuttle and he's driving a buggy into the camp, and this transport buggy, apparently it's like a big ant and he can't get it to work because he's got a wonky buggy, like when you go to the supermarket and you got a wonky wheel on your trolley. He's got a wonky buggy. So, and Eris is like sort of there's nobody really in charge, but Eris greets them, and it's like a campsite where you get to, or a bed and breakfast where you get the couple greeting you and saying, "Oh, you're right, you come to camp." And she's greeting them, says, "I see your buggy's a bit wonky," so she offers to fix it. And she's like the camp engineer, but also whatever, because there isn't a big boss, there's nobody really in charge. So it's a place called Luna Park. And on the episode of the 10th episode with the 10th Doctor and Donna called Midnight, where they landed on the pleasure planet, where Donna was in the spa. She could have a nice spa. Well, this reminds me a lot of that. And then the Doctor goes in the train, the shuttle thing, to look at the rocks and stuff. Well, this park used to be sort of a more relaxing pleasure planet, but then it changed into an extreme sports place, and we'll find out why later. So no one's in charge of Luna Park because the builders, they didn't actually finish it. And the natural habitat of this planet where Luna Park is sparkling rocks of ice, and it's all pretty. So we go back to Drew and Hayden and Lucy and the Doctor, and Drew thought Lucy was a monster because someone at camp did actually see a monster, and it's like, and then this is a really, really cute bit, and it reminds me of the 10th Doctor, and the Doctor's jumping about testing the gravity. You can just picture him jumping about. And he's jumping about testing the gravity, and then he starts explaining how gravity works, and Lucy's like, ugh. And he's right annoyed that Lucy's being rude. It's a really cute moment now. I can just see him in my head, all bouncy. There's that ticker. And then they're inside this dome, and it's got sort of artificial gravity. And there's like this thing at the top, and it's a gravitational anomaly, like a wormhole, and it's a tunnel, and the adrenaline junkies come to Phobos to go in this wormhole so they can have a ride. So that's what's at the top of the mountain. That's what Drew and Hayden want to get to at the top of the mountain. So then we cut back to Fall and Amy, and he's like got a pop-up cabin, and it looked in my head is like, you know them tents, and they're round and just chuck them and it pops up. And it seemed like they had one of them, and he chucked it and popped up, but it was upside down. Oh, I like Fall. So they had to turn it right way up. So Kai, the other person running the campsite, helped him turn it back up again, and and he's asking him, are you here for the extreme sports and that? And Paul and Amy said, no, we're just travellers, just needed to get away for holiday like, but they are getting away from something, but we don't find out till later. And then Kai's talking about that there's monsters on Phobos. What are the monsters? Then cut back to seeing Drew and Hayden, Lucy and the Doctor, and Drew is taking them up to the wormhole. And this camp was set up years ago, and I think at the first it was like Pleasure Planet. And then, so Drew's telling him about how you get a great big adrenaline rush if you do this wormhole ride thing. And then we got back to Kai, and he's telling Amy about the monsters, and he's saying, well, do you know where the name comes from? Phobos, it means Camp Fear. And tells him about there's these creatures, these monsters, they're called Phobians. They make a screeching noise. And then Kai's talking about, I expect the Phobians to attack. And then we cut to Drew and Hayden on ropes, and they're doing like bungee jumping down the wormhole, and they jump into the wormhole, and then the wormhole is like a tunnel, and you just fall down it and you can't touch the sides or anything. And so it's like an extreme sports place on this planet Phobos. Then Lucy notices something and says, Doctor, have you got any binoculars? And the doctor says, well, I haven't got binoculars, but I have got a telescope. And she's seeing a girl next to the pool, but there's a guy next to it and he's not moving. And the doctor says, right, okay, we'll check on them when we go down the mountain in the buggy, because Drew says, oh, it's easier to get down on buggy because he's a bit more scared than Hayden is. And Kai's telling Amy and Val they should leave. You have to leave. It's too scary. But Iris is like, is he telling you about them Phobians again? Oh, he's always going on about them. His old stories. And Iris is worried that Kai, with him making up these stories about the Phobians, and she thinks these conspiracy theories, he'll make something happen. Like, something will happen because he's talking about it. And then the girl is Chrissy, and the doctor arrives with the buggy, Lucy and everything, and Chrissy's absolutely terrified. And then Iris is talking to Kai. Cutscene to Iris and Kai like in the little house, and Iris is talking to Kai, and Kai's saying, but I try to help everyone. And then the doctor's inspecting Scott, and he's been nearly ripped in half by this monster. And Drew is up, so it's that And then it's the next morning, and Drew and Hayden are in the cabin, and he wakes up, and Drew's terrified about what happened to Scott. But Hazel, come on, let's go grandboarding. Whoa, let's do sports. And Hayden's all like, oh, forget about that. We're going to do sports. And then Drew says, well, I'm not letting you on your own. I'll go with you. And then we cut into Lucy, and Lucy's got up, but she couldn't sleep, so she's about on her third cup of coffee. It's like, oh, couldn't sleep. And then she's notices Amy and Val, and they're sort of having an argument, and she says, oh, it's like Polly Pocket and Hagrid. And that was the perfect line to give you a great visual in your head. It's like, so I was wondering what my famous reference was going to be for Amy and Val, and then Lucy said Polly Pocket and Hagrid, so I had a solidified picture of them then. And then, so they learned that Luna Park used to be a relaxing holiday place, but then it became an extreme sports place, and all these adrenaline junkies keep turning up for our fun. Then Lucy's really hungry, so she goes to the mess tent where all the food is. And then the doctor's saying, I need some, and saying he needs something to defeat the monsters with. What have you got? And then Lucy says hi to Amy, and then she's a little bit rude, and she asks, what is Val? Because it's that apparently he's like this big giant and Amy's a little person. And Chrissy is still in the hospital bed because she was terrified of what happened to Scott. Then Lucy gets asked if the doctor is a boyfriend, so that seems to be like a running theme, similar to the 10th Doctor and Donny. Then Amy is like, walk with me, Lucy, walk with me, let's have a chat. So they go off and have a chat, and then cut scene, and Val is like, and he's chucking rocks in the reservoir and skimming stone. He's all grumpy and annoyed with Amy. And then Kai talks to him. It's coming up talking to him. And then Drew and Hayden, they go graph boarding, and Hayden's like, whoa, we're gonna have a great time, whoa, yeah, totally, dude. And then Drew's a bit more scared than Hayden, so he launches off and says, wow, actually this is really great. And then Kai is telling the doctor about the monsters, and he's saying, why do you think the monsters, because the monster attacked a child, but Kai was totally ignored when he told everybody to leave the planet. And then cutscene, and Lucy's putting on a spacesuit and Amy's putting on a spacesuit, and they're going out of the dome with all the special atmosphere, and they're going out into the spacey racy bit. And Val is a Githian, and but Val's family don't like Amy because she's not the same species, so she's not in the right gene pool, so they're prejudiced against Amy. And then Lucy says they don't want Amy polluting the Githian gene pool. And then Lucy says, oh, it's a bit like the House of Lords then. I thought that was funny. I didn't quite totally understand it, but I know that House of Lords is an inherited possession to get in the House of Lords, and and your connections. Then the Amy and Val ran away because Val's family is trying to get Val back so he can't be with Amy. And then there's a scary sound, a screech. Lucy and Amy have found a body, a kid called Callie, by airlock B. And they've radioed to the doctor, and he's going out to find him to investigate with Eris. And then we cut back to Drew and Hayden, and they're all excited. And then so Hayden is scared, and there's a big monster, and it got Hayden, and Drew's like, Hayden, no! And then Lucy has seen the monster. It's like, ah! And is talking to Drew over the walkie-talkie. And then the monster fell down a hole. And then Lucy's gone to investigate, and the monster's going, wah! And then so Lucy gets rocks and starts chucking rocks at it. But this makes the monster angry. And the monster starts chasing down. I know! The doctor's on a buggy with some equipment like a grappling hook and ropes and stuff. And then the doctor's saying, has this got an atmosphere? It's weird, it didn't used to have. And then there's this mean boy back at camp, and he's with Val, and because Val's different, this mean boy's picking on Val and being mean. And Val's getting angry, and it's the mean boys, because the mean boys are being mean. And then Lucy is being chased by the monster, and the doctor's on the walkie-talkie, and he's got an idea, and he says, so he asks Lucy to climb on this rock, and he's going to past with the buggy, and he throws Lucy the grappling hook rope, and she chucks it onto the Phobian, and they got the monster, and they got it, so they lassoed the Phobian. But the Phobian's not moving, and then they find it, and it's just metal covered in sackcloth. It's not an alien, it's a construction droid, and it has lots of arms with tools on, but it attacks as soon as it sees someone, so that means someone's controlling it. And then Val cutscene. Val's fighting these mean boys because they're really horrible and mean. And then he finds out his wife's in the med cabin, and he runs off to see her. And then Doctor puts Hayden in the med cabin so he can get better. And Val's all, no, stay away from us. Stay away from us. And he's all being mean because of the mean boys, and Amy's shocked that Val has been hitting the mean boys and being aggressive, and Amy's scared of Val. And during this, the Doctor does a big speech, a bit like the 10th Doctor on the Titanic episode, and he says, I've seen things, I've been here to the and I've done this, and I've seen these planets, I've got a problem with that. And he's all giving it the big I am. And then Lucy, because she hadn't been with the Doctor long, she's like, have you really seen all that? Is that true? And then they find out that Kai's been controlling the droids to make people leave, and he's been attacking them with the Phobian droids, but Kai says there's something worse here. I tried to get people away because there's something worse. And then this droidy thing, it sort of sort of ray gun sound, and it's got ray guns, Doctor and Lucie sort of I don't know if it ray guns or caught them in the net or something, I wasn't sure, but it got them. Then Eris and Fall are going after Kai, and Lucy and the Doctor are tied up, and Kai's going to kill them, and he's going to throw them down the wormhole. And then Drew shoots Kai, and Eris unties Lucy and the Doctor. But this metal Phobian is still attacking, and the Doctor sonics its leg. And then we find out, but there's something worse, there's something in the wormhole. And we find out there's a god down in the wormhole that arrived there, and then it came from another universe, and it got stuck. So it is a bit like when the 10th Doctor and Rose went on that I've forgotten my titles, went on that spaceship, and the Doctor went underground and saw the big devil guy. It reminds me a bit of that. And then this god found its way in from another universe, and it's a god of fear, and the god sort of made the dome to attract adrenaline junkies, because it doesn't just feed on fear. Actually, pure fear poisons this god. The god eats euphoric fear, so the fear people get from extreme sports. So that's what the god eats to get stronger. But if it gets real fear, it poisons. So what Kai's been doing is trying to been scaring people for real, and get them all really, really scared for real to try and defeat the monster. So, and Kai says, the Doctor, you're feeding it fear right now. And he's mad with the Doctor. And then this god starts speaking through Eris, and Kai's kind of a little bit jealous that the god's chosen Eris and not Kai. And the god's taking the people they love, so it can make a new body out of them. I didn't quite know how that worked, but it did indicate that Drew and Hayden are boyfriends, and that was a really cute bit, and I love that. And then this god is trying using Eris's body, but Eris is fighting back against it. And then the Doctor has an idea. He gets the bungee cord and he goes down the wormhole to get his fear stuff nearer to this god. And then the god is like being poisoned by fear. And then the Doctor says, "Here's fear, here's what I've seen." And then the Doctor does all the big I am, and it's a bit like when the 11th Doctor and Akatan is talking to that Sunset, and he's like, "Take it all, baby!" And this is like what the 8th Doctor is doing. He's giving it fear, and he's saying, "I'll show you the future. This is what I might do in the future." So obviously, like stuff like the Time War and stuff is like magically going into the god. And then Eris collapses, and Eris actually does die, which is really sad. And then we cut scene and Hayden and it's the med tent and Hayden's waking up and Drew's there and he's like, oh Hayden, Drew, ah, and they went together. And then Fall is making up with Amy and then Amy says, and Fall says, it's the something like, it's the two of us, and Amy says, the three of us, and then Amy's having Fall's baby. Aww, that was cute. But Eris had actually died, so the Doctor, Lucy and Kai are lighting Eris's funeral pyre, and Kai's really sorry he's lost Eris. And they ask, is the god dead? And the Doctor doesn't know for sure, but it's weak. And then Kai wants to give, I didn't quite get this bit, but Kai wants to give something back. And then the Doctor, then Lucy's talking to the Doctor about how he defeated the monster and that, and the Doctor saying, want to know what I showed it? And then Lucy starts realising, oh, maybe the Doctor's scarier than the monsters. And Lucy's learning more about the Doctor. And then we go to the mess tent or something, and Drew and Hayden are having a dinner, and then Chrissy wakes up and she's saying, where's Lucy? Where's Lucy? And she's really mad, and she says, I'm so going to get it, because Chrissy wasn't really Chrissy. She is this mysterious headhunter person who's after Lucy. She wants to get Lucy, but we don't know why. So I really liked Phobos. It was good. It was good fun. And I really liked it. It was how it was Timothy West and Neris Hughes, because I could follow their voices a bit better and understand when it was their characters. So it was really good, this. So I really enjoyed this one. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Yay!